The full week 1 of college football has ended. So we want to talk about a couple of games that were kind of, are you serious type games? Georgia, Clemson, Oklahoma, and Alabama. All that coming up in a few seconds. Jimmy, I want to ask you this question to open it up for the field. Is Georgia serious? Is it fair to say that Georgia is serious this coming season? And is it also fair to say that Clemson is not serious?
It is fair to say that Georgia is serious. Winning the game like this, a defensive battle, 10-3. Essentially, they won it off of a pick six, to be honest.
Yes.
Pick six. So I would say Georgia is serious because in the SEC, with some of the teams they're going to be facing, especially if you're talking about going deeper into the season, you have to be able to play in comfortably and win games like this where your left hook's not working, right hook ain't working, uppercut can't land it. All you can get is body blows. You got to be able to do that. So they showed in this game against a real program that they were able to win this type of game. Just make that one extra play in addition to getting 7 sacks against a Clemson offensive line, which is a real offensive line. So I think that you can say Georgia is serious because they're going to have games like this, and their offense is going to get better. But with Clemson, I think that whatever it is that was wrong with their offensive line, I don't think it was with schematics. I think it was just that Georgia was just that much more bigger and more powerful than them. You can't take them serious because ultimately if they run the table, and I think most people expect them to, leading into potentially a playoff spot despite this loss, that you're going to come up against a defensive line, again, like Georgia or like Alabama, and at that moment you probably aren't going to have an answer, especially when later in the season your offensive line is not the same offensive line you have right now, right? Just because of the injuries and the attrition of the season. So for that reason, in addition to the fact that their quarterback taking over for Trevor Lawrence, DJ Uiagalelei, I didn't see anything special. I didn't see that spark. I didn't see anything to where he was able to put the team on his back. Now, granted, he started before because I think Lawrence missed the game last season,
he played against Notre Dame. They almost won that game, but they did lose it when he coached. So he's started 2 losses. He's 0 for 2 as a starting quarterback.
And I know this was the first game, but I didn't see anything in there that would make me think, okay, at some point this season, it's going to click. He's going to really put the team on his back. I didn't see anything special. I'm not saying he's not a special quarterback. I just didn't see anything special in his game to help his team overcome the hump in a game like this. So for that reason, in addition to whatever happened to the offensive line, I cannot take Clemson serious right now.
So I'm going to give you the aspect of Georgia's defense being ridiculous. They have a really good defense, and it's funny, but Monty Jones had mentioned it on Twitter that this is probably what Georgia's going to do all season to like everybody. Their defense is actually legit. The thing that baffles me about Georgia is they always have this type of talent, and they always fall flat on their face. Never fails. I'm going to continue that thought process because I expect them to fall flat on their face once again. I don't know. So to answer my own question, first off, I think Georgia is serious with that defense. Their offense probably better than I expected. Clemson is definitely not serious. Now, this kind of goes back to our preview show where you actually had North Carolina coming out of the ACC, going to the playoff game after that Vitek game. It's probably not going to happen.
No.
But I also don't think that Clemson's going to come out of the ACC. I actually don't think anybody's going to come out of the ACC. And I'm actually really pissed off at the Big 12 for screwing up the opportunity for them to have 2 teams in the college football playoff because they could have. But they ruined it by having the conference championship game and forcing everybody to play in a round robin. Because the 2-loss team is not making it. But Clemson's not. Clemson's not serious, and this is the reason why. If they couldn't do this against Georgia, they're going to have problems in the ACC with Miami. They're going to have problems, and I'm not sure if they play Miami this year. I have to look at the schedule. But they're going to have problems with just about every other team in the ACC because talent-wise, yes, Clemson is probably way better than everybody else talent-wise. Woo, Georgia gave it. They beat them up. And luckily, they don't play Miami this year. The only competition they have is going to be in the ACC championship game, which will be between Miami and North Carolina, who they're going to face. They're not getting past, I think, either one of those two, even though North Carolina really pooped the bed in their first game. They got beat up. They just got manhandled. That's basically what happened. They got manhandled, and that tells me I'm more concerned with a lot of schematics when it comes to them, to be honest. The thing that bothered me was that 4th down, that Clemson had the final play, and I looked at the field and immediately thought, Georgia has been very successful with their blitzes this game, to the tune of Clemson only rushed for 2 yards net all game. 2 yards. So if the blitz is working and it's 4th down, why wouldn't I blitz again? What did Clemson do? They were not prepared with a quick play on a 5. They could have did a quick 3-yard dig. Receiver would have caught it and got 5 yards. Easy, because they did an all-out blitz. And what happened? Made him throw it away. It was pinpoint to exactly what I thought was going to happen. And I'm thinking to myself, why wouldn't Dabo's team think that was going to be the same thing that's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't he think that they were going to blitz him on the last play of the game? That seems like a thing that every team does at every single level. 4th down, 5 yards. What do? Go ahead and blitz, since you've been so successful, which is disappointing to me. So I think that Clemson is not serious because of that. Next game.